Hello guys, buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. This is the fifth of our online classes. I hope that you were not confused by the fact that I did not upload any videos on Tuesday or Wednesday. Um, if you recall, we were on a short break. For the benefit of people that do not have access to technology, for them to find the equipment with the help of the college if necessary, right? If you still have trouble um, finding equipment for your online classes, there are still some laptops and tablets available at the college. So please send me an email if that is your situation, and I'll send you a link with the form you need to fill. The distribution is being done at the college in certain days, and they are maintaining all necessary social distancing measures, right? I saw some pictures and they seem to be very serious about it, so it's totally safe. And you can go to campus and get yourself a laptop or a tablet for your online classes if you need one, okay? So, I'm going to try and keep this video short and straightforward because uh, the topic is very similar to the ones we have been covering so far. So you might recall that uh, in the last virtual class we covered the ir verbs, right? The second set of regular verbs that we were going to cover. Well, today we're going to do the third and last one, the ir verbs, okay? So first let me remind you of the two other sets of regular verbs we have studied. We have ar verbs, like cantar here, and we have ir verbs, like correr, right? And let me remind you very quickly of the method we use to conjugate these. We get rid of the last two letters of the infinitive, AR in the case of the ar verbs, ER in the case of the ir verbs, and then we add some endings. The endings for ar verbs are o, as, a, amos, an. The endings for ir verbs are o, es, hemos, en. And I'll also remind you that we compared the endings for these two sets of regular verbs, and I made you notice that basically we only changed the A for an E in the ir verbs everywhere but in the yo form, right? So these are the conjugations of ar and ir verbs. Now let me show you an ir verb. Vivir. Vivir means to live, right? So yo vivo, tú vives, él vive, nosotros vivimos, ustedes viven, ellos viven. It should be fairly clear that I am doing exactly the same thing, right? Getting rid of the last two letters, using the stem throughout, and then adding some endings, right? Now, let's look at the endings of the ir verbs. And let's compare them, if you will, to the endings of the ir verbs. Here we have correr again, and here we have vivir, the ir verb we just did. These are the endings for ir verbs, es, hemos, en. And these are the endings for the ir verbs we're introducing today, es, hemos, en. Now let's compare these two little tables in the bottom for a second. If you pay attention, you will notice that they're almost the same. There's only one small difference, right? In the nosotros form, right? I'm sorry, I made a mistake, but I'll go back to it in a minute. There you go. All right, sorry. Oh, it's too short. Well, I'm just gonna do it without the. Let's just look at it without the little arrow. Look at the nosotros form for correr. Corremos. And look at the nosotros form of vivir. Vivimos, right? Hemos, imos. The nosotros form, that's the only difference between these two sets of regular verbs in regards to their endings, right? So the only new thing you need to learn is that for ir verbs, you use exactly the same endings as the er verbs, except for the nosotros form, in which you change that e for an I. You say imos instead of hemos, okay? It's not vivemos, it's vivimos. I would say this is quite simple. It's only one new ending that you need to learn, right? Now let me show you, for your reference, a small list of ir verbs. Ir verbs are the smallest set of regular verbs in the Spanish language. We don't have a lot of those. But we do have a few that we use a lot, and almost all of them are here, okay? So, I'll pronounce them. Abrir means to open, like abrir la puerta, to open the door. Asistir means to assist or to attend in the sense of attending classes, right? Asistir a clases. Yo asisto a clases. I go to classes or I attend classes. Describir means to describe, pretty straightforward. Discutir means to discuss or to argue. Escribir means to write. Interrumpir means to interrupt. Partir means to break or to depart, right? So, yo parto el papel, I break the paper. Yo parto hoy, I depart today, I leave today. Recibir means to receive. Notice the rolling R, right? Recibir. Sufrir means to suffer. And vivir, the one we just did, means to live. And notice vivir. Remember that in Spanish, we don't have a different sound for V, right? It doesn't sound V, it just sounds B, like the other B, so vivir. So, um, for the activity, you already know what I'm going to ask of you. Please choose two of these verbs. Not vivir, please. Something else, right? Two of them, conjugate them, and send me the file. You can, as always, either send me an electronic file via email or a picture of a handwritten activity, okay? I hope that you're safe and sound and healthy, as well as all your family and friends. Um, Please let me know of anything you may need. And there's still people that owe me the midterm, so please, please, please send it to me, okay? It's the most important grade this semester. 8 sentences about stuff that you do during a typical day using are verbs, right? Okay. Hasta luego. Muchas gracias. See you guys next week.